Welcome back to the channel. Well, if you saw from our last video, we installed a Predator blower on a 21 F-150. We're calling it a lightning concept. Primarily reason is, as you guys know, most of the OEMs usually use the Eaton platform. So the Predator is on the Raptor R, Predator is on the GT500. So had they made a gasoline lightning, good chance that it was going to be a Predator blower. So here we are though. We're enjoying it. I'll show later on. I'll get my my drive impression. So, but let's go over it real quick. There we have it. I mean, from the gate when you first come into it, you see that big VMP BFG heat exchanger. That thing is literally the size of the entire grill. It's in dual pass mode right now. I can't show the coolant tank because, well, it's all the way underneath and it's not going to get a good shot. But as you saw from the previous video, it's a pretty big one. It's about 4.5 gallons, 4.5 to 5 gallons, and it has the big EMP pump on there, so it flows all -16 throughout. So you see we have the Predator blower. This is the Apex stage 2, and it also has the Apex lid, has the VMP fuel rails. We have the big -16 water jackets, water outlets. We have the adapter plate to go on with our 92mm GT500 throttle body. Pulleys, entire pulley system, obviously. But for the most, it's a pretty simple setup. We had a makeshift cold air that we used from some things we had laying around from some of our previous setups. We're actually going to install a proper cold air for this. At that point, then majority of this will be a complete stage 2 kit once we do the cold air and our larger throttle body. For right now, it's somewhere between like a stage 1.5, just because that is part of the induction system. And on a TVS, as you know, induction is key. So obviously we still have our UPR catch can. Actually, I forgot when I got the oil change to empty that, so maybe we'll do that right now. See what that looks like. I can only imagine. We'll do it in a second. I'll set a camera up. But yeah, this is it, man. I enjoy it. The rest of the truck has been put more towards our stage 2. As you know, we did our lowering kit, the VAS kit, with a 3.5 drop and traction bars. We replaced the shocks and coilovers with Keltrax. We still have our 20-inch wheels on. We have our MBRP exhaust. That one we may change because we do want to quiet it down a little, and that's actually been a holdover from like my black truck. So that exhaust is, the paint's worn a little bit, and she's had better days. She's been around for about 6 years, 5-6 years, so might be time. We have a few other things we're going to be doing. Cosmetic, we're going to change those fenders to the Ford Performance ones. Like I said, we're going to consider this an OEM style build if it was a Lightning, you know. So some of this cosmetic stuff we'll be doing, you'll see in the upcoming videos. But for now, I guess we'll check that oil and go from there. Well, I've had to record this like 3 times now. The Jersey roads are so terrible. I can't even begin. It shook the camera until it fell down. But yeah, my normal driving feelings for this has been pretty positive. It drives pretty close to stock. Like, I don't think anybody can really tell the difference. I'll actually probably put a couple people in here that I know that don't really know about stuff. We'll see if they can really realize that the way the truck drove before versus the way it drives now, that there's an extra 300 something horsepower to it, but we'll see. I have some ideas as to what it makes power-wise. It should be in the 700s on 93. Well, 94. I use Sunoco 94 because it's readily available around me. So, like, there's, I don't know, probably 60 or so, 60 to 70 Sunoco 94 stations here in Jersey. So that I have. The 85 only got 3 stations. 3 stations in the entire state for the 85. Gotta love that. One of them's in South Jersey, the other 2 are pretty much near each other, which aren't too far from me, but I like to really drive my vehicle, so I can't really play around with heat too much unless I'm going to race or something, and then that's a little different. But otherwise, I prefer regular gas. Well, not regular, but 93, 94. So, I mean, my throttle response has been pretty well. There's no surging, no hiccups. Everything kind of runs smooth. The only downside I'd say would be my blower whine. I'm going to work on getting it a little louder, and I doubt I do any of those different little sound things. I'll just quiet up this. Thank you. I'll just quiet up the exhaust, and probably when I put the proper cold air on, which is a semi-open filter, that'll probably add to increasing the audio of it. So that's probably the only downside, because I mean, if you have a TVS, you want to hear the blower. I mean, if you have a PD blower, period, you want to hear the blower. So now, as far as how it compares to my Whipple trucks, it feels pretty similar. It feels pretty similar. I'd say from the few little roll-ins, I'd say it's a little punchier downstairs. I don't have the data to back that up. That's just see the butt feeling. But I mean, eventually we'll have it on a dyno and compare it, But we're gonna do some draggies tonight now that we got the oil change, and we'll see what it feels like from downstairs to upstairs. But yeah, man, we intend on comparing it to the benchmark. We know the Whipple truck is pretty much the main benchmark, so we will get some comparisons. If you happen to be in a tri-state and you have a 24 truck that's a stage 2 Whipple with full exhaust, that's a regular cab, hit me up on Instagram or whatnot, and we can probably try and set something up. Because I got a bunch of stage 1 guys, but I don't want to really compare it to a stage 1, because I consider this setup that I have more of a stage 2. I mean, as I went through it all, the heat exchangers, the extra large one, the blower, the lid, you know what I mean? So it's like, if I'm gonna compare something, I want a fair battle. I don't want to sit there and say I'm gonna compare it to their stage 1. Oh, I made more, I'm badder. Like, that makes no sense. I want their top of the line. And same goes with like the twin turbos. Like, I know of one twin turbo truck that's on a 24, but from my understanding, the tuning that they have on there right now is pretty stockish, so it's on real low boosts, like 3 to 5 pounds of boost, so that's not really comparable. I need something that's sitting at around like an 11-12 pound range so I can get a fair comparison. If it's a 21 to 23 truck, I'm willing. There's still a few variables that will lead to some differences, but for the most part, it's pretty comparable. Like, they're the same engine and whatnot, and as far as speed when racing, it's pretty much the same body. Obviously, I'm referring to regular cabs. Nothing against you crew cabs or super cab guys, but from a drivetrain loss, is going to be more the longer the truck is, the longer the drive shaft is, and so on. So I'm not really looking to get apples to oranges. I want as close to apples to apples. I'm hoping that they're all Macintosh apples, not Granny Smith and Macintosh. So like a 21 to 23, a lot of them have a Super 8.8, majority of them. So that's a lighter rear, and within that lighter rear, less loss. So I have a 9 3/4 with 373s. So the goal would be any truck to have the same specs all the way through, and the main difference only just be whatever the power adder is, whether it's twin. Well, somehow I was looking at the video as I was editing and realized it cut off again. So as I was saying, I kind of want the same spec vehicle for the most part, like a full exhaust, with whichever power adder, whether it's a Pro Charger or a Whipple, the few Vortex or a twin turbo. That way I can get more of an apples to apples, something that's on like 11 to 12 pounds. So like I said, if you guys are in the tri-state, anywhere between Maryland, Eastern Pennsylvania, well, Northern Maryland, Eastern Pennsylvania, Jersey, New York, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram or even in the comments, primarily more Instagram, and we can try and set something up. If you're a little further out, and when I say little, I mean only a little, then I still travel a little bit. So let me know, and I'm real curious to see how it all fully compares, though. I really am. But yeah. In the meantime, boosted F-150 out. Here is the draggy hit. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are.